I have had the chance to work in one of your events, which was, it's intense. You know, someone sees an event and you're like, oh, this is fun, you're dancing, but there's so much work that goes behind it. And is it something that is difficult, or now you have understood and managed to tap into different talents?
For me, I believe like, events are now seen at what it is.
Yeah.
It's more seen as, the fun, but it's more than that. We try to like redefine how events are seen and try to like connect the creative and small businesses to contribute to the economic and cultural growth.
Welcome back to Be Wise podcast, where we obviously excel and learn more. And shout out to everybody that has been hitting that subscribe button. And in case you haven't, make sure to hit that link below. I'm super excited for today. If you know anything to do with events, if you know anything about the good times that have been brought to this country, today we are with the man himself. And that's none other than Bruce. And I'm super excited to have him here. Welcome to Be Wise.
Thank you so much, Belise, for having us.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
So many people have seen you in organizing events, but they don't know about you. If someone was to be like, Bruce, tell me about yourself, how could you say you are?
It's a tough one, I'm a Rwandan, young man.
Yeah.
I define myself as a cultural entrepreneur. I'm into events, and this whole creatives, the music and everything, mostly in promotion and also organizing events. Yeah, and I'm also a founder of a festival called Kivu Fest
Okay.
that happens every summer in Gisenyi. If you guys know Rwanda now, yeah.
One thing I've seen about you is that you have been consistent for so many years. I would say you are an event entrepreneur for sure, for sure. And today I'm so glad that someone can learn a thing or two from what you have done. I would want to know, how did you start? Like, what inspired you to get into this? Where did the passion come from?
So I would say I landed into this by chance, really, because straight from high school, I started off as a music manager. I was working with one of my friends called Mehdi. He's one of our superstars, and then when they left to the US, I had to like rethink and say, you know what, should I stay in this career of managing artists, or should I change? So I ended up choosing events instead. I really wanted to like expand to a level where I can easily work with different artists.
Yeah.
I can work with one artist today, another artist tomorrow through events. Yeah.
I've known you for a couple of years now, and it's been an honor, honestly.
Yeah.
And I remember there's a time you talked about events being more of narratives. Do you believe that events have the potential of being more than social gatherings? And if so, how can that be done, or what needs to be done?
Yeah, so events are more than just like, entertainment and a marketing tool.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to tell stories, of impact, how, communities are lifted, how like, life that changed, or in any other thing, or even a product being launched, we want to be able to tell that story through the power of events. So that's how impactful we want the events to be.
I like the
Yeah.
fact that you talked about impact,
Yeah.
because what's the point of putting all that energy if there's no impact? And I think you have done that. Most of your events, there's always something to be said about, this was good, this was done well, we're so surprised that this artist came. I've noticed that in Rwanda's mice industry, which is growing, how do you feel like we have evolved, and also you being part of it and creating and putting together such events that are able to bring people? Over the years, how have you seen it evolving?
Yeah, I would say if you actually look back like 10 years ago, we didn't have, infrastructure to host these events. Now, if, now compared to now, we have, a lot of amazing infrastructure, a lot of world-class events are coming to Rwanda.
Right.
You've seen them like Global Citizen. We had Kendrick Lamar coming. Recently, we had the FIA Awards events being hosted in Rwanda. So it's really a big thing. I would say we know it's been a very long journey, but a good one. And I believe we're hoping for more good events and world class events coming to Rwanda.
I think that's amazing. For someone who has attended, me myself, another impact I have noticed through such events that you do is the part of creating employment.
Yeah.
Many people, I have had the chance to work in one of your events, which was, it's intense. You know, someone sees an event and you're like, oh, this is fun, you're dancing, but there's so much work that goes behind it. And it's amazing that you have also created teams through it. Is it something that is difficult, or now you have understood and managed to tap into different talents?
Yeah, we talked about the narrative. So for me, I believe events are now seen at what it is. It's more seen as the fun, like the music and dancing, but it's more than that. We try to redefine how events are seen and try to connect the creative and small businesses to contribute to the to the economic and cultural growth. Not only the fun of it, but we can do so much by creating jobs, as you're saying. An example for that, the festival that we host in Rubavu. So there's a lot of economic aspect to it. Like hotels are being sold out. The taxis are busy.
Yes.
So even to a level where to the market you can't easily get fruits because there's a lot of people in town.
Yeah.
So those are small things, but that actually can contribute to the to the economic and cultural growth of Rwanda
That
as an
is
industry.
huge
Yes.
for strengthening value chain and
Yeah.
creating employment, and I like that you have
Yeah.
explained it that way.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to watch it grow every day and be part of it. I understand there is a huge event coming up. We have Ruger and Victony coming to Rwanda.
Yes.
I'm super excited, and it's this Saturday. How are the preparations coming?
Yeah, the preparations are great.
Yeah.
We're setting up the stage. The artists are coming this Thursday. So yeah, we're excited.
Oh, they land on Thursday.
They're learning on Thursday.
Make sure to stay tuned because it's
Yes.
gonna be huge.
Yeah.
I'm personally a fan of both of them, so I'm super excited.
Yeah.
But back to Rwanda as a country,
Yeah.
Rwanda is positioning itself as a hub for innovation and culture. How do you see events playing a role in promoting the country's brand, and how is that going so far?
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, having these world class events coming to Rwanda, it shows so much. Like we're seeing a lot of brands connecting to Rwanda. Believing that there's stories that can be told about Africa in Africa.
Right.
So we're happy to contribute to that. So I think that's my take.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
that's right on point.
Yeah.
From the time you started events until now, there has been a lot of changes. There is immersing technology, there is different things coming. You, as Bruce, how do you make sure that events remain fresh, relevant, and ahead of the curve of what's going on in the world?
Yeah, I would say it's been a journey of creating and mostly taking we're in an industry that are really misunderstood. Like a lot of people don't believe it's an actual career.
Right.
So our job is to make sure we keep we're creative. We keep bringing new things. We have a lot of people around us, like in East Africa, coming to events that we host.
Right.
Where we're actually even trying to host our events in other countries. So we're trying to stay consistent and try to stay creative. And yeah.
I've seen, we've hosted here in BYs a few young people who are creative. I honestly cannot wait for Rwanda to have its turn to have them actually now being hosted in other countries as well.
Yes.
Because yes, you're doing the events industry as well, and we're bringing these artists, but Rwanda also has a lot of talent, a lot of strength, and it's only growing.
Yeah. So there's this thing now that happened this year mostly, we have seen a lot of local artists being invited to, events outside Rwanda.
Right.
We've seen Bruce Melody performing with Shaggy, in America.
That was huge.
We see a lot of artists. Kivumbi performing in Kenya several times. Israel Mbonyi in the gospel
Yes.
field, filling up stadiums in Uganda, Kenya. So it's a good thing, we can only hope for better. And
I
more
honestly think this
events.
is the start.
That is just the beginning.
It's
That's
just
why
the
I tell
beginning.
that's
People
what I
should
tell
be,
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
people should be ready for growth, and it's amazing to be
Yeah.
part of this, and
Yeah.
as being a Rwandan.
Yeah.
As someone who is experienced in this events industry, there's young people that look up to you, there's young people that are inspired. What advice would you give young entrepreneurs looking into making their mark in such a competitive and strong industry?
Yeah, I would say they really need to love what they do, and try to like acquire skills every time. And I would also say it's also like, a call to other professionals. Like, we need so many people in our industry. We need accountants, we need lawyers, we need, a lot of, other careers to come contribute to the creatives.
Yeah.
So I would tell that person to just stay grounded and be disciplined. I'd say there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of partying and enjoyment. So they just need to be disciplined, stay grounded, and yeah, everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Let's touch on the event that's coming up now for the Revv-Up. Why that name, by the way?
The name speaks for itself. It's a rev up. We want people to turn up and have a good time. And also, that's the only way we can wrap up this year, man.
Yeah.
Like, for some people, it's been a long year.
It
Some
really
people,
has been.
So that's the only way to wrap up this year. Yeah, we're waiting for these two phenomenal Afrobeat artists, Ruger and Victony, and of course, we also have our local artists to perform. So yeah.
How can people get tickets and make sure they're part of this fun experience? I know it's going to take place at the arena, but you can give us maybe a little bit more details about it.
Yeah, so the event is happening at the BK Arena on the 28th of December. The tickets are available on ticket.rw, ticket spelled at TICQET.rw. So yeah, the gates opens at 4 p.m. Yeah, get your tickets, man. You're
Come
ready.
have a good time.
Come have a good time. Yeah, I hope you'll be there too.
Definitely. I can't miss. I honestly think it's going to be such an experience. And Bruce, what you do is huge. I think people don't see the work you put in, but it's tireless nights, so much following up. I've seen you in a stressed environment. So the work you do really speaks for itself. And I'm sure there's someone out there who would want to give you flowers or maybe ask you a few questions. How can people reach you on your socials?
Yeah, my socials, Instagram is Bruce Intore. It's pretty much everywhere. X as well, Bruce Intore. They can send me a DM.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Thank you so much. Shout outs to your work. It's amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Give us these great experiences. And I think you're contributing huge to the positioning of Rwanda as a hub to grow, innovation and all these things of entertainment.
Thank you so much, Belise, for having us.
Thank you. And make sure to be there. It's going to be on the 28th, which is this Saturday. Make sure to grab your ticket so that you can have a good time and see the one and only Ruger and, of course, Victony himself. I'm super excited. And thank you once again, Bruce.
I'm excited.
See you there.
Thank you so much.
All right.